Morning everybody, it's me, Chameleon Girl Gina, and I decided to go ahead and show you guys the real trick to making bread pudding. But anyway, there's a secret recipe that I have to making my bread recipe really have a good texture and a better taste than some of the bread pudding that I've tasted. Now, I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm going to show you guys how I make it and how you guys will definitely get some rave reviews on it, and people be begging you to make it, and you ain't going to feel like it because you got to make so much for them. In the meantime, let me show you what we're going to use to make it. We're going to be using about 4 eggs, which you guys probably cannot see. And don't crack your eggs directly into any dish that you're making, because if there's a shell in there, people will never eat your food again probably, and I don't know. But 2 cups of sugar, you're gonna make sure you have about 2.5 cups of milk available to you. You may not use that much, you may use a little bit more, but have that available. 2 sticks of butter melted. It doesn't matter if it's salted or unsalted. And then we're gonna be using some cinnamon and some pure vanilla. The secret to the bread pudding to get the texture, not that mushiness, is bagels. Plain bagels. And this pack may not be enough, so I got a backup pack. Now these bagels this kind has gotten really expensive, so I don't know. Use some bread. So I like to use some pretty thick white bread. So that's Texas toast. And then I also like to use a little artesian bread. Now, the size pan that I'm going to be using is this big. So that is a huge pan. So, oh, and the other secret to my bread pudding is definitely not to add raisins. It is to add, is that focusing? Some apple pie filling. And you gotta try it to believe it, but I don't know what made me use that one time, and then people started raving. So in the meantime, you can take some kitchen shears if you want to get your bread all cut up and put into your pan. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay guys, so now the bread is broken up. 2 bite-sized pieces. Some people will leave the bread like whole pieces and then layer it like that. I know that. And that's up to you if that's what you want to do. I would prefer to do it just like this. And the bread that I showed you guys by the artesian bread by Sara Lee, it's dense. It's more dense than a regular bread. And then the Texas toast is thicker, but it's like light. And then, of course, the bagels are very dense. So that's the purpose of that, in case I didn't explain that. So now what you want to do, you want to go ahead and take your milk, and for a size this big, I'm going to just, like I said, go ahead and pour in 2.5 cups. Keep your jug of milk handy because you may need more. And then I'm going to start with about 1 1/2 cup of this sugar. And the reason why I'm starting with 1 1/2 cup, now see, I just wanted to show you guys, because y'all talk about me saying I don't measure, but I'm measuring today, and you guys can see that that is at the half mark line. I just poured it right in, and it just ended up perfect. Notice, and you feel that the sugar is not just in the bottom, it's going to sink back to the bottom. So don't even worry about it. Just make sure that when you taste it, it doesn't feel like it's all at the bottom. So get a clean spoon. I think it's sweet enough. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 1/2 cup of sugar. Now at this time, we're gonna go ahead and take the 2 sticks of butter, which equals 1 cup, and you're gonna put it in there. Okay. The next thing that you will do is add your eggs. Like I said, I'm using 4. And each ingredient that you add, make sure you give it a stir. Because you got to remember that sugar is just going to keep falling down to the bottom. Now, before you add your eggs to anything, even if it's a box cake, I recommend that you just kind of beat them, break them up a little bit. And then pour them right in that mixture. Okay, so you're going to stir some more, because that was another ingredient that was added. So, as far as cinnamon is concerned, I want a lot. Cinnamon for this recipe is to taste. So I'm going to do 1, actually, I'm going to do 1 full. You guys probably can't see it. Let me see. You're not going to be able to see it. Okay, anyway, I'm going to do a bunch. So I'm going to do 1 whole tablespoon and 1 teaspoon. I'm going to stir that up. And that when that cinnamon goes in, make sure you need to be scraping the sides. Make sure it's in there and stir it thoroughly. Y'all, I forgot to do something, which is wipe the pan with butter, but we're going to do it a different way. I'm going to take some butter and I'm going to melt it. So in total, what you want is 2 1/2 sticks of butter. So let me melt it. And this with the apples, it is optional. If you are the type of person and you like raisins in there, then I guess. But I just, for some reason, I don't like no raisin in there. I love raisins too, and so that surprises me sometimes. Be surprised with myself. Scrape those out. And this, as it's cooking, I don't know, I just feel like the apples, they kind of, start softening up. So it's like you barely taste them, but it does something to the, to your bread pudding. And I don't know what it does. I just know that they like it. There's not a funeral that goes by, a wedding, a reception that somebody doesn't ask me to make this. And that's what I do for them, and they love me for it. Now, at this point, adding another ingredient, which I almost forgot, which is your vanilla. 2 teaspoons. Now, by now that sugar is completely dissolved. So now we're going to take our different types of breads. Remember, this is 3 types of bread. And we're going to pour over this mixture. We're going to pour it over evenly as possible. And for some reason, I don't like it. Yes, son?
We forgot got the butter in the microwave.
Oh, I'm gonna get the butter. My son over there assisting me cook. You forgot that butter, Mom. But anyway, you want to give it like a little stir. Well, stir it thoroughly. And at this time, I feel like it's a little bit dry. But for bread pudding, let me show you guys. See? I don't like the consistency of a canned dog food. But I do want it to be a little bit more moist than this. So what I'm going to do is add we're going to do another cup of milk. A cup and a half, actually. We're going to do a cup and a half. So anyway, I'm going to kind of get that all stirred in there. Making it all gunky and stuff. You know, you don't want it too gunky. You don't want it to be just goopy, but you want it to move. Like as though, how can I describe it? As though your cereal, like when you make a bowl of cereal and it starts getting soft, but not when it's just completely soggy. And there is no need for you guys to let this sit for no X amount of time. It's in there, it's just good to go. I feel like I don't have enough bread for this pan, but we're gonna see. Just a great, great cook. Now, I'm going to take this, pop it in the oven. I want you guys to see how it looks right now. Take it and pop it in the oven. I got the oven set to 350 degrees. I'll probably go ahead and bake it for 45 minutes before I check it. And then we'll see what it's looking like. And then probably do another 10-15 minutes. Okay? Be right back. Okay, it's that time. We're going to take out the bread pudding. And I think total cooking time was like an hour total cooking time. I peaked on it at 45 minutes and I just didn't record it. But anyway, I'm going to pull it out because I smell it. When you really smell the fragrance and aroma and the cinnamon, you know it's done. So let me take it out, guys. Oh, the stove is hot. Oh my gosh, I burned it. Psych. It's beautiful. Look. Look at that. Look. It's so hot. I gotta put it down. Woo! Yes, honey. And then, oh, I don't want to burn my cabinet. So you definitely, you don't want to cut it when it's hot. You want to let it cool. Something like this needs to cool an hour. And then remember when I told you guys that I was kind of like, oh man, it wasn't fluffed up enough. Look at how that fluffed up based on the eggs and the fact that the bread has the baking powder and stuff like that. So I don't know if I personally would do more. And it's definitely good to go. It's done. And it has the golden. Look at that. It's just golden. But see, it's soft enough where it's still that bread pudding. See if I was to push it down. Soft enough. Not like there'll be that cinnamon sugar when you bite into it in that bread. Oh my Nelly. This right here, world class. Blue ribbon. So delicious. make sure y'all see that. Okay. So I just want to take time to thank you guys for watching this video. Do me a big favor and don't forget, like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Thank you so much and God bless.